sticking with the world of entertainment, Ryan Reynolds, right? I mean, this guy is unstoppable, I think, on and off the screen. He's partnering with Redbird Capital and his partner Rob McElhenney from Wrexham. They're buying a stake in the Alpine F1 team. It's a French team backed by Renault for about $220 million. I mean, that's a lot of money. This is valuing the F1 team at $1 billion. I mean, it's a big deal. But I got to say, it's a win-win for both sides here. Yeah. You get Ryan Reynolds and his team get into F1. It's huge in this country, getting bigger worldwide. And then you have Alpine, who's kind of a no-name team, and they get the Ryan Reynolds effect. Right.
The Boost Mobile effect.
Yeah, right.
It's why you had Ryan Reynolds partner with Boost Mobile, a company like that, right? It's why these sports teams like when former athletes buy in or former celebrities buy in. It puts way more attention to what you're doing. Ryan Reynolds also bought that Wrexham team. It was a soccer team over in Europe, and they did a Hulu show on it. So be curious how that might interact with this too. Like, do you build out a show? We know Netflix Drive to Survive has been so popular. Is Ryan Reynolds now going to be on Netflix Drive to Survive?
I was just going to ask, why do you think F1 in particular, out of all the sports teams?
If I were buying a sports team right now, it's something like F1 makes sense. People say the NHL makes sense and Major League Soccer makes sense just because valuations are lower, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like trying to buy into companies we talk about now. If you're buying into like an Apple or a Tesla, it's a lot more expensive than if you're buying into F1. Yeah, F1 it's big, but it has not taken off to the point where one of these teams is worth $6 billion, like the Commanders just sold.
I mean, 10 years ago, an F1 team, give or take, worth around $200 million, right? The Netflix effect 5 years ago, all this sort of stuff. The pandemic effect, people watching more sports. Now $1 billion for a small French team. I mean, it's kind of insane, but I totally get it. And I see why you'd want to get, like you said, ground floor MLS, ground floor F1, these sports that are sort of on the peak or nearing their peak, not there yet, but maybe, obviously F1 is China exposure.
I was just going to say, to me too, it's also the worldwide part of it, right?
Yeah.
F1 is a lot more global
They want to go in Africa
than US League. It'll be interesting to see how much that drives that revenue going forward, I think, too.
Yeah, totally.
And just interesting to see celebrities really leaning in on different types of investments, broadening their business reach.
Once you have a certain amount of money, you just got to find different places to put it, I think.
If it was just Redbird Capital, we would not be talking about the story at all, right?
Exactly.
No one cares. I mean, they own parts of the Red Sox and the Penguins and also Liverpool. I'm sorry, AC Milan. AC Milan, yeah. So it's like they're a big company, but no one cares without. Also Michael B. Jordan, also part of this. So it's kind of a big deal.
Love me some Michael B. Jordan.